Good afternoon and welcome. My name is T.J. Meagher. I'm the Senior Associate Athletics Director for Facilities Operations and Capital Projects. Happy today to show you where we are with the Memorial Hermann Football Operations Center. We broke ground after last season. That would have been 2023 in November, and we've been hard at it ever since. The schedule is to have this facility open by the time we report for preseason fall of 2025. Standing on the north end of the project, right over here behind the cameraman, is the indoor practice facility. Over to this gap area, you see where the stadium is. And this area is really setting up as our front door. Has the main Yokobitis Hall, which is the prominent entry space for the building. And then over here to my left and your right is the main team entry area. Since this facility is the home for our football program 365 days a year, we had to design it such that the football team could get quickly in and out of this building to the field. So over here to this area, we have a large roll-up door. It's a central pathway for the student athletes to get out of the locker room, into the tunnel, and down to the field. But the really exceptional feature of this facility are these different heights of stairwell. The one to the right, 18-inch risers. The one in the middle is 24-inch steps. And the one that doesn't have any steps is actually going to be a ramp that is inclining at almost a 30-degree angle. We also have a normal stairwell for getting up and down stairs that takes us to the second floor weight room. So we're standing in an area that we refer to as the mud room. The door over here to my left is the door that they will come in and out of regularly. But they cut tape and hang all their gear so that it dries appropriately, leave all the shoes and gloves, and they leave it in here and they proceed down this corridor. They walk into the car wash, and that's exactly what it is. It helps rinse them off before they go into the next feature. This is the cold plunge. So when they come through the car wash, they're clean. They walk down this long pathway, about 20 feet that way, 20 feet this way, goes up to about 5 feet. So they've got almost their entire body immersed in water that should be somewhere between 45 and 50 degrees. And they head straight into the showers. And they follow this way around, but now is where we enter their locker room. Very open space in the front of the building with 3 different bays with lockers lining each side. And these are going to be really individual and specific, and an open area like this is very important on game day. When we come in for halftime, a coach can talk to the team during that period. So we're standing on the other end of that large open area in the front of the locker room. But down this corridor is what we're calling the hype tunnel. And this is the most direct way for the team to get out of the locker room to the field during game day, or even out to train, because it leads right past the mud room and then out the large roll-up door. We also have a normal everyday entry into the locker room and some open space here for programming. But the other things that we've done, because the athletes spend a lot of time in this space, so this is a lounge area with tables and chairs and a comfortable space for the team to kind of get away from the locker room and kind of have their own space inside the locker room, but not part of the main locker room. Back through this area, we're setting up to be the team's theater room. Now, this isn't for film watching with coaches. This is literally for relaxing, entertainment, large easy chairs on the tiered seating deck, looking up at a large screen. There's no natural light, so a good quiet place where they can just kind of settle down and get away from their day. We have a pathway for the student athletes to go from the locker room to sports medicine, which is through this back corridor. So we carved out a space that allows the student athletes to come into a quiet area for recovery. We have 2 red light rooms, and these individual bays will be massage chairs, or very comfortable, large, relaxing chairs, so they can literally take a nap. This follows the pathway to sports medicine. This is a back way for them to get there out of the non-open corridor. Large area for rehabilitation and any kind of injury recovery takes place in this open area. Got a glass curtain wall going here with 2 dedicated tanks. One is for hot therapy, hot water therapy, one's for cold water therapy. We're doing a sauna back in the corner over here as well. But back in this area, we have treatment tables set up along this main island right here. We have trainers' offices, doctors' exam rooms, building out an x-ray room, and that one over there. And here in this central island, we have the taping tables. Every one of our athletes gets taped before they go out to the field. So got a really tall ceiling, so it feels like a nice open space, some level of natural light coming in through here, but a really well laid out space for our student athletes to be at their best. Opposite the main entry to the locker room through that corridor, we have outfitted this nutrition center or fueling station. So we have a walk-in cooler and dedicated service options to provide basically grab-and-go protein and nutrition friendly sustenance for our players. So at the end, opposite of the corridor from the locker room, we have equipment operations. So we have the cubbies, which issue out the daily gear that the kids pick up before they train, before they practice. Whatever they do starts here with grabbing the stuff they wore yesterday, cleaned and ready for today. We have offices, workspace. We have 2 different high-density storage areas. One is here, so a very tall space, and what they do is it's multiple shelving racks that collapse so that you're highly efficient, not a lot of wasted space. And with the vertical height in here, we're able to store a lot, because these guys, when they take a shipment in from Nike, it's 100, 150 boxes. It's day after day after day, and it takes them a while to cycle through it. The other place that we have the high density storage is right here. You can always tell by the depressed floor, because that's where we trim it out, and that becomes the floor for the high density storage area. So another set of shelving here where they have minimal emptiness, so they're able to really maximize it. And to receive all of the gear that we take in, we had a dedicated loading dock. This was a real issue at the facility we've been located for the last 30 years. We've got a place where our truck can back up, offload everything, we can sort it and get it organized before we need to store it. Makes a big difference how they operate. Right now they're climbing over boxes and trying to keep things together. And here they're much more predictable, much more efficient. It'll help with their time and how they keep track of everything, because it's a lot. Right now we're standing on top at the 2nd floor looking down at Jochebeides Hall. And this is the area, it's kind of open and meant to help celebrate the rich tradition of football excellence that we've enjoyed here at the University of Houston. A grand staircase to be able to see through this glass curtain wall, a lot of natural light. There's a great opportunity for us to celebrate our history in UH football tradition, just something we're very proud of and want to call attention to in a very meaningful way. One of the more unique features of the building, something that I wouldn't have told you when we started, this is where we were going to wind up. So this large space over here, almost 22,000 square feet, is sports performance. All the dedicated racks, a lot of vertical height, some major fans in the ceiling to help circulate air. We get some level of natural light coming through here. It's just a very open and dynamic space that our strength and conditioning coaches couldn't be more than happy to have at their disposal. Right here we're on the top, 2nd floor at the middle of that central stairwell, and over here are where the elevators land on the 2nd floor. I'm taking you kind of the back way to Coach Fritz's office. Just looked at all the other head coaches' offices that were designed in facilities, and what could we do to really make this experience great when he brings in student athletes to talk to them with their parents. So he has a very appropriate place to interact with them. When he walks out from this door, he goes into basically the staff meeting room. This is a very large and open space, but we have a very large and expanding staff. So Pretty happy with the way this laid out. Central table through the middle of the room, and then space on the peripheral so that we can stick other support personnel, the analysts, the GAs, all the people that work hard to make our program the best that it can be. So along with a central staff room to put the football staff together one time, we have offensive, defensive meeting rooms just for those staffs. And along this wall back here, that kind of buffers the administrative area to the club, are all the individual coaching offices. And we have mixed areas where there's workspace with multiple workstations. This corridor basically separates the administrative side from our team or position meeting room areas. And they're all carved up and based on sizes that we've seen, trends in the industry, to make sure that we have appropriate size for linebackers, defensive backs, running backs, making sure that we have everything that we need to be successful. We have the team auditorium area. It's actually on 2 different levels. It goes up onto the 3rd level of the building. But we did this so that coach would have absolute focus in this space. Made sure that there's no natural light coming through the back. So when we shoot video on the wall, it'll look in high resolution, 4K. The tiers are pretty tall because we wanted it steep and forward, so it's not long and sloping. Should be such that coach won't need a microphone to project his voice over the entire room so everybody can understand what he's saying. Treatments on the walls with acoustic panels, same thing in the ceiling. Just makes a lot of difference if you don't have to hook up to a microphone to address a group of 180 people. We're still on the 2nd floor. This is the academics area. Changes in focus in college athletics in the life of a student athlete. They're still students. I want to make sure that we have a suitable place to give them proper advisement, tutoring support, so they can excel in the classroom as well as on the field. And created individual tutor rooms, glass front walls. We have natural light in this space, which is something that I think is very helpful. It's a unique dynamic of the design, but certainly a place that would be welcome and inviting and give our kids a chance to take a break and focus on academics and work toward their degree. Another major focus for student-athlete performance is on nutrition. We covered the fueling station that's by the locker room on level 1. We're actually standing right now in the kitchen. So this is an everyday kitchen for us to provide training table meals for our football program. So we've outfitted this appropriately, worked with our food service provider to make sure it has the right kitchen equipment, gave them a service elevator to make sure they can get everything up here, cold storage, and a lot of the prep area cooking's back here, but as you come through this way, this is actually the servery where they've got it so the student athletes can come in here, make meal selections for themselves. The real economy of what we did here with putting this kitchen in this facility on the 2nd floor that will service our student athletes every day that they're in training is it also provides a game day experience for our premium seat holders in this West complex. We developed an opportunity for 14 new suites, a club area, and a terrace section that all need food service to make their game day experience great. Well, the wonderful part is we're able to dual purpose this. This takes care of our student athletes probably 95% of the time, but we're able to use it on game day to give our fans some real premium experience when they're here to cheer on the Cougars. This is actually the dining area. We have an opportunity to provide a game day meal for our for our fans, but for 7 days a week when they're in training, here's an opportunity for us to feed them and give them a chance for real athletic success with proper nutrition. As you can see, this runs almost the length of the football field. It's probably over 160 feet and a premium experience for game day, but every day is an opportunity for our student athletes and meeting their nutritional needs and hopefully exceeding them. So we broke ground in November, and here we are in October, not quite a year later, and the progress has been amazing. having a wonderful design provided by the DLR Group in Page, and an unbelievable construction team in Austin Commercial. And the way that these groups have worked together with our oversight has produced an extraordinary amount of success. We have really attacked this project. I feel good about our schedule. I think we are watching things very closely and making sure we are optimizing every dollar spent in this facility. I think we've got more value in what we designed and what we're building. I'm very proud for what our program's committed to do, and I can't wait to open it in the summer of 2025.